Rob Mob, what's going on, guys? So essentially what I want to do today is go over my Wizards of the Coast first edition Team Rocket cards and basically just gauge a price that I think they may get based off the recent bought and sold listings on eBay. What kind of inspired me to do a video like this is last week I actually released one talking about Wizards of the Coast era booster boxes and which set I thought might blow up next. And my prediction was the Team Rocket sets. Now, in that last week, prices have spiked for first edition cards, for unlimited cards, and booster boxes themselves. So it really inspired me to do a video like this. So as you guys see, these are not PSA graded, but I do have an idea of what they may get, and I will eventually send them off to PSA. I do also want to tell you guys that I have a complete set of first edition Team Rocket. So if you guys do like this style of video and you want to see more where I go into depth about my non-holo rares, my uncommons and commons, be sure to hit a like on this video. Let me know in the comments below whether you like this style or not. And yeah, and I'll do one. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Polish Rob, and consider Geodude smashing that subscribe button. But I do have every single holo, which is cool, except for Dark Alakazam, and I hate it that I don't have it. It really makes me upset, so I think eventually I will get one and, you know, and officially complete the set. But here we go, guys. Let's go over to eBay. I have it on Google right now, but let's go over to eBay, and we'll start off with our first card here that I want to go over. We'll kind of go on the back end, and we'll get to the more juicier cards here as we move on. And I'll kind of show you guys also how to work eBay when you're searching for individual cards. But here we go. Let's start off, by the way, let me switch over here real quick again, with this Team Rocket Sneak Attack. So this card, in my personal prediction, is going to be a 9, just because it's super top heavy, as you guys can see from the top to the bottom. I'm sorry about the glare too, and there's no whitening on the card. So the whitening itself is in pristine condition, but you can still see from top to bottom over here, guys, that it is a little top heavy. So if someone were to grade this, there's no scratches in holo, I think it would get a 9 respectively. So that is my prediction for this card. So let's go over to eBay here and see what we could fetch for first edition Team Rocket cards here. Now, I did kind of creep a little bit to see if there was any of these cards for sale, and there is plenty. But so what you want to do is, if you're looking for recent sold items, you can go over to the left tabs over here, and you will find a tab for completed. So you want to click on that. It's going to refresh, and then you're going to want to click on this sold, and then you're going to want to look up here, guys, and see for the ended recently. That way you can gauge what each card has sold in the last week. So we'll see that this card right here, raw, on October 25th of 2020, sold for $44.35 with 13 bids. But I do really believe that my card is a 9. There's no scratches on the holo. It's a little bit top heavy to bottom, so, and no whitening at all on either corners of the card or down the sides. So let's see if we can find a PSA 9 in that condition. So we have one here. It was bought for $129.99 on October 22nd. Today is the 25th, so 3 days ago for a PSA 9, which is not bad. That's awesome. I'll take $129. Now, I think there may be a 10 here because I was looking for 10s the other day. If I got that one lucky grader that really just kind of skimmed over my card and saw no scratches or whitening, I would be fetching a $293 price tag for this card, which would be insane. But you can tell on this card, let me go over here, that it's definitely centered perfectly. And if I can find, here we go. It's definitely centered perfectly from top to bottom, right? Compared to mine, and left to right, it's centered perfect as well. We'll look at the back as well, and it's perfect top to bottom. What I did notice in this card, though, guys, is in this right corner over here, there's a little bit of a ding. So I mean, it could just be the picture or the angle, but there is a little bit of a ding right there, which for me would take it down to a 9, but that grader thought it still deserved a 10. So Team Rocket right here for me personally, and I think, you know, I might zoom in on these cards. So let's zoom in and get a better shot as we're going over each one. For a safe bet for me is going to be a 9. So we are looking at approximately $293.47 for a PSA 10. And if we go back here, we notice that this card was fetching a price tag of, come on, 9, where are you at? Of $129.99 with free shipping. Now, you guys, if you guys have unlimited, you can do this with unlimited as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be first edition, but that's what I have right now, so that's why I want to go over. So, Team Rocket Trainer. I believe that these cards will gain with value, especially the trainer cards, because at least back when I was younger, nobody wanted the trainer hollows, right? We are all looking for the Charizard or the Blastoise and whatnot. So, these trainer cards were kind of tossed to the side and not well taken care of. So, I think the more well taken care of ones will raise value with time. But let's look over the Here Comes Team Rocket card next. All right, here we go. So we got ended recently. Do we have the complete and soul? We do have that checked off still. So let's see what we can fetch here. We got $48, $13. These are all raw. But real quick, let's go over this card in detail. So this one, I think personally, will get that PSA 9. Just because from looking at it further, it does have a ding right there on the top. So we'll look over for more of the PSA 9s. I don't think it'll ever fetch a 10 unless it got overlooked. But usually at PSA, they're really good about that stuff. So let's switch the cam back over and see what we can find for Team Rocket 9s, if there has been any sold in the recent future. So we got a PSA 9 mint here. There was a best offer accepted, which kind of sucks, right? You don't know what the exact price it went for when it has that slash mark because they settled on a price that was not really, that's not going to be listed. It's just going to say best offer accepted. But we do see a 10 here for $479.90 with only one bid, sold on October 22nd. All right, so we got one here. We got a PSA 9 first edition. Here Comes Team Rocket. For $189.11, sold on October 22nd, which was, once again, 3 days ago. I keep having to look over at the date. So not bad. It actually went up from this card. So the thing with vintage is when somebody sells a card for a certain price, another person is going to want to fetch a higher price. But we're looking to see what the trend is here, and it's looking like it's going to be for PSA 9 right around that $150 range. Maybe $120 to $150 range. And then for the PSA 10s, $400. But I'm pretty sure we have a PSA 9 at most just because of that ding on the top. So let's move on to the next. To the next one we have here is going to be one of my favorites in this collection that I personally have, because we have that... see, you can't see it, man. It's too close, and I have that glare going on with the top loader. But it's a Dark Weezing. And in my prediction here, it is very clean. Like I said, there's no scratches on the hollows for most of these cards except for 2, and we'll go over which ones they are. But there's no scratches in the hollow in this one, but on the front to the back, side to side, or I should say top bottom, left to right, it's perfect. On the back end though, it's a little bit top heavy, but it might pass, and there's no dings or scratches on this Dark Weezing. So I'm going to say, as a collector and being very hopeful, that it's going to get a 10. But, you know, we never know what's going to happen at PSA, right? So let's go over Dark Weezing here on eBay. And all of our things, I am bad with typing one hand. I got so much stuff on my desk here, guys, so bear with me here. Dark Weezing Hollow, Dark Weezing First Edition. Here we go. What do we got? So an 8 is going for $60. Now we know that Dark Weezing is not the most popular Pokemon in the world, right? But for completion purposes, when people are trying to get whole sets, they'll still take an 8 or a 9. And it's looking like an 8 is going to be that $60 range. But I'm almost confident that mine will be a 9. Just because of the centering issue is the only problem. So we had a best offer accepted. That one's going for $475. CGC, I really don't want to go over CGC stuff. That's a whole nother concept in itself. But we got a 9 here going for $184.99. Like I said, guys, these cards about 2 months ago were going for, a Dark Weezing was going for 40 50 bucks at a PSA 9. I mean, even a week ago, these cards were going for about $100, $120. So just in that short span of time, the Dark Pokemon are making huge moves and just increasing in value over time. It's wild. It's wild. And like I said, guys, if you do like this style of video, just go on our eBay prices here. Let me know in the comments below. If you hate it, let me know in the comments below. But I would love to go over my non-hollows and my uncommons and commons as well, because I know a lot of you out there may have these cards and are curious yourself and want to kind of gauge prices and or check out how to see if your card may get a certain grade or not based off the centering, scratches, so on and so forth. So this PSA 10 sold on October 18th. So all right, so for example here, guys, we got this PSA 10 Dark Weezing on October 18th selling for $189. And earlier we saw, let's go back here, Dark Weezing that sold 3 days ago at a PSA 10 for almost what? A little over $400 probably, because that one is best offer accepted. But there was another 10 I thought we saw here. That was the 9. 9 sold for $184, guys. I mean, that 9 sold for what the 10 is selling for, right? So where is that? Man, there's not another PSA 10 in the recents. That sucks. But it's looking like, I mean, it almost doubled in price that fast. With this 475 best offer, the guy probably offered him 350. That's what I would have offered, is about 350. So Dark Weezing. All right, let's move on to the next. Next one I really like, I think the colors are super poppy in this, guys, is going to be this Dark Vileplume. So let's go over. I don't really remember looking this card. I mean, I haven't looked at these cards in the last month or so, so I do have to kind of remind myself. I remember it was a little bit off left to right. That's what I do remember. You can see it's a little heavy on the left side. And on the back, there is that small little ding there. But I think that was just a piece of dust, if I remember. I took these cards out. But either way, the biggest issue with this is that centering from left to right, right? I know, I'm sorry about the glare, but left to right, it's a little, you know, a little bit thick. So they're pretty good at PSA with these vintage cards. They look at them in depth very well. So I'm assuming it's going to get that 9. So let's go back over here and look over the Dark Vileplume. And I'm not going to put in PSA 9 because I'm sure we're going to find one. Plus, I'm curious to see what other ones are getting. So, wow. So this Dark Vileplume at raw value went for $93.91. Let's get some PSA ones in here. Got first editions. Let's get a PSA card here. Maybe we won't find. Here we go. So this one is a PSA 9 mint, going for $80. It had 17% off, and that was October 23rd, so a couple days ago. But I really want to find that 10, and we may not stumble upon one. We got this one for $75. PSA 7. I really would like to find a PSA 9 in the last couple days, or I'm sorry, a PSA 10. But I'm not seeing a... I might have to be a little bit more specific here. But that's probably going to gauge me a lot more time back than I want to. But we'll see. Let's be a little bit more specific here. So October 12th, a Dark Vileplume went for the best offer. It was at $550. I'm assuming the guy who did not take less than $400. So we are looking at a Vileplume. Yeah, these are all older. So the market's still available for Vileplumes, really. I mean, we can't gauge that market yet. I would have to go on like a TCA website or Cool Stuff or one of those to see what they're really gauging in that market. But it's looking like a PSA 9 right now is our only reference, which is fine because that's what I think I have. So let's see here. PSA 9 Dark Vileplume went for $75. So not a lot for that PSA 9. This one was a best offer accepted. What do we got here? We got $180 best offer accepted. This one went for $199. So it's kind of all over the place, right? But I guess if I were to put mine on sale, I'd go for that $199 mark and see what happened. And maybe put best offer on there. So, all right. So that's Dark Vileplume. Next one on the list we got here. Now we're going to get to the spicy card, guys. Don't you worry. We're going to get spicy. And if you want, you're more than welcome to skim over some of these. But Dark Slowbro, this has such a clean hollow. I mean, on this one. I love it so much. That lime green plus, like I said, there's no scratches. We'll go over the ones that have scratches on it. And I think this is a 10. It's a 10, guys. There's just really nothing wrong with it. That was just a bunch of dust up there I have. It's a 10. In my opinion, this Dark Slowbro, guys, is a 10. And it's a great looking 10. I mean, Dark Slowbro does not get all the love it wants in the world, but it's a great card to go over. So let's go over the Dark Slowbro. Dark Slowbro. And I'm hoping a PSA 9, or I'm sorry, a PSA 10 comes up. But if we see a 9, we'll also obviously look at those prices. Look at this. October 25th. It's crazy to me how much these prices are spiking. This was unforeseeable a few months ago. I mean, a Dark Slowbro a few months ago, I think, was lucky to catch $100-something. It's at a PSA 10. It's nuts. This price is spiking like crazy. And like I mentioned before too, guys, actually, I didn't mention in this video. I think I mentioned in the video last week. A lot of these cards are going to kind of, especially the chase cards, are kind of going to get the value of what a booster box is going for. We've seen that happen with base set, with the Charizard, especially the limited one, fetching prices close to what a limited booster box sealed is going for. Because we've seen that happen with the first edition base set. So it's looking like that Team Rocket trend is, or it's the Team Rocket booster boxes are going to follow that same trend. $630, guys, for a PSA 10 Dark Slowbro. And that just happened recently. That was, let me go back up again, October 25th. I mean, this was legitimately today that Dark Slowbro went for. And there's plenty of bids, 36 bids on there. So there was nobody trying to really influence the market by just putting it on there and buying it out right away. That was a legitimate bidded on Dark Slowbro. So 25th PSA 9 sold for $77 with 14 bids. So you can really tell that difference between the 10s and the 9s. It's pretty extreme, right? Although this PSA 9 sold for $380. So I guess it's really, it comes down to if you're getting a bidding war and who's looking for that card at that point in time. And that was also on the 25th. But expect to get a big price with these Dark Slowbros. PSA 8, $40. Oh, that's a reverse foil. Any more first edition? So Dark Slowbro, I think we got a 10 here on our hands, guys. And I can't wait to get these cards submitted. And if you guys are looking forward to me submitting these cards and doing a reveal, let me know in the comments below. I think it's going to be exciting stuff. Dark Hypno, guys. I'm not even going to go into detail about this one because I you know what, whatever. I'm going to show you guys. If you guys made it this far, I'm going to show you in general. This Dark Hypno is absolutely awesome. I love the checkered background in the back. It's very, very, very descriptive in detail. It's a really good card, and I know I have a PSA 10 here on my hands, guys. I've looked at this card numerous times, and it's a PSA 10 in my opinion. It's just good all the way around, and there's, like I said, there's no dings or scratches or anything on the hollow foil. So I know I'm a collector. I'm just like, oh man, this guy, you know, Polish Rob, he's just over here saying everything is going to be a PSA 10. But I mean, it's just the collector mentality, right? But I think it is truly going to be a PSA 10. But I could be wrong. A grader may think something else at that institution of PSA. Okay, so I forgot to switch the camera over, but now we got it switched over. So I'm going to go ahead and and explain everything once again. So it's looking like, in general, from what I've seen when I was explaining before and was a big dummy and forgot to switch the camera over, that the PSA 10s are ranging from about $400 to $500 based on the bidding wars. And that PSA 9 is getting that $200 range, so about half the price for the PSA 9. Although this is one of those rare occasions where it sells for $76. So it might be somebody that's just kind of throwing a number out there. It's also from Canada. But it's looking like, from the bidding wars, it's about that $200 range, whereas PSA 10s are getting, even this one, $550. And like I said earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it and how the editing is going to go, but as a collector, you guys are probably like, well, Polish Rob, this guy, he's saying everything he's got is PSA 10. I mean, that's just the collectors in us all, right? And we're always super hopeful for the best, but I really do truly think that Dark Hypno is going to get that PSA 10. But all right, next on the list, guys, we got Dark Gyarados. Dark Gyarados here, once again, another card that doesn't have any problems with the hollow foil. And it really looks good too, man. It really does. I didn't see any dings or scratches. The only problem is I think it's a little top heavy, just slightly, and a little bit off left to right. So, you know, in just centering issues, when you have like that, they typically just grade at 9, as long as that there's no any kind of dings or scratches on the rest of the card. So it typically does get that 9. So once again, let's switch over, guys, and we'll put in Dark Gyarados. Let me try to be a little bit more efficient here. Gyarados. And see what the prices are fetching right now. We're seeing the raw values here, which is, you know, I mean, that's all really based off the user's eye and how in-depth you look in pictures and how well they, like this one, see, will be lightly played. You really got to read into those descriptions when you're buying these cards, because I know a lot of people want to buy a cheaper card and then get it graded and hope for the best, but you really got to be careful and look at your description so you don't buy a really messed up card and kind of got fooled by the description. So it's very important you guys do that. Look at this. A popular Pokemon, October 22nd. Once again, 3 days ago, by a top-rated seller, sold for $983, guys, at a PSA 10. At a PSA 10. Like I said, months ago, you would not find these prices. I mean, Dark Gyarados, I think, at a first edition was like $100, $200-something. That's just bonkers, right? $857. So this guy probably sold a little bit before, and they saw the prices. The people that missed out on that bid went to the next one over and then bid higher on that card. That's why it sold for that price. Insane in the membrane that it's selling for that price. All right, guys. So I actually want to do a little trick here. And I want to go back a few days. Let's go back a month, maybe. Let's go lowest first. We'll go price and lowest first edition, and we'll go PSA 10 and see how long ago these cards were selling at a PSA 10. Look at this. October 10th, it sold for $300. $300, and we're talking about that big of a price spike in a short period of time. Couple weeks, not even. Let's go see if we can dig down a little bit further too, right? Maybe that November sale will be nice. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any November sales. It looks like everything kind of popped up. October 15th. That was ridiculous. I don't know what price those went for. But yeah, October 14th sold for $500 at a PSA 10. What else do we got? Look at this. October 14th. These PSA 10s here? Let's look at that. They sold 2 cards, it looks like. The Magikarp and the Dark Gyarados. Yep, these were PSA 10s. First edition. Holographics? No, that's non-holo. Okay, so that makes sense as to why. Those are the non-holos. That was 25. We're looking for the holos here. 9.5 Beckett sold for $360. So we are seeing pretty big price spikes here, but that price is just mind-boggling, right? The next one that's going to go on there is going to go for probably about $1,000. So Dark Gyarados here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on to the next one on our list. We're getting spicier as we go. Dark Golbat. All right, this one I'm borderline. I mean, it looks a little bit bottom heavy. It's got a fat little bottom on it. But on the back as well, it looks a little, I mean, barely. But let's get into detail here. You can see that these corners are nice, crisp, clean. No dings, and there's no scratches in the hollow foil. I don't want to take these cards out. I don't want to risk it. I want to leave them top loaders. And when I do take them out, I just want to put them in card savers for shipping purposes to PSA. And mind you guys, if you got these types of cards, make sure that you send them in to PSA and you don't wait like me, because these cards are getting more and more expensive, which means that the cost of submitting will be a lot more expensive as well. And I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt that I did not send these out earlier. But gold asked. No, we want a Golbat is what we want. All right. So we got Dark Golbat, first edition, PSA 10. That's what, you know what, let's just put PSA, no, let's just do first edition. Because I think mine may be that borderline 9 or 10. So Dark Golbat, first edition, what do we got here? Nothing, we got a smorgasbord of different cards here. Not what we want. Because I put Golbat, gold, remember. We want Golbat. All right, here we go. So we are, that's shipping price. We need to switch this back to recently sold. And what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got a PSA 9 going for $24. Okay, so not that much. Not a lot of love for the Dark Golbat here. We got $269, so it's not a bid. It was a buy it now. Best offer accepted. I'm trying to find some ones with bids here. We got 8.5. Got an 8. Come on, can we get some 9s here? $69. So Dark Golbat might be a card you guys want to invest in if it's going for these kind of prices. Here we go, $199, best offer accepted. So we got, so we got sold September 5th, 2020, first edition holo rare for $306. So let's compare it to the recent October of 17th, sold for $350. So that was also best offer accepted, so this is the one we're going to refer to. October 13th for $469, so we're seeing about a $100 increase on the Dark Golbat. I mean, not the most popular, I mean, so not popular that I ended up not putting him up here, but Not the most popular Pokemon in the world, right? All right, let's move on to the next. Dark Dugtrio. I feel like everybody has a first edition Dark Dugtrio, or at least Team Rocket in general, first edition Dark Dugtrio. It's actually cool though, right? Like they're bursting out of the ground into somebody's bedroom. It's a really cool looking card. I love the artwork on it. Team Rocket, guys, it's so underrated. It's so underrated, and it's a matter of time before people start finding out about these cards. But once again, I think there's a ding right there in the corner. I think that was my only, and there might be one right there as well. So I'd give it about an 8 just for that. I mean, maybe the guy will just take off 1 mark for those 2 dings. So 8 or a 9. It's not going to fetch that 10, unfortunately. But let's see, anyways, what we can get for a Dark Dugtrio at an 8. Dugtrio PSA. Let's not go PSA. And let's start doing this. Let's put holo. That way we're not getting confused with those non-holographics like we did earlier. We got ended recently on there. So PSA 9, $117, October 24th. Then we have, this is an 8 going for $140. It actually went more than the 9 did. I wonder why. Maybe somebody didn't notice. It was also it was a best offer. No, well, not accepted, but it was an option. Best offer got accepted there. We want to find a bid, potentially. Best offer on the BGS. Come on, let's get something. October 21st, $81 for 7. Which mine could potentially get if they took it down that far. So now we're going to Dark Golbat. So not a lot of information ended recently for the Dark Dugtrio, unfortunately. We got the 8.5. It benefits charity, 140. Took a little less of an offer on that. Which sometimes happens. Excuse me. But in general, I'm going to say, judging will go by this 8. 140, let's tack on an extra 20 bucks. We're just under $200, looks like, for trending right now for Dark Dugtrio at a PSA 9. Or I could get that PSA 8. Who knows? PSA 8, PSA 7. Depends what they really think of those 2 dings. But that PSA 8, once again, was going for $140, which is right up there with that PSA 9, which makes no sense. And this one had 6 bids. So I guess nobody was really looking for that card in that time, which is why I went for such low price in that aspect. All right. Now we got Dark Arbok. Dark Arbok, once again, another one of those cards that does not have any scratches. It looks a little bit top heavy, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's really close. And I don't remember if it had any dings. It didn't. So we can see the corners are nice. Top, left, bottom. Everything looks good. I know there's no scratches on it at all. I remember the ones that do have them. And it looks good. It looks good. It looks good. So we're going to look at 9s and 10s for the Dark Arbok. Here we go. 9s and 10s. Dark Arbok. What do we got here? A-R-B-O-K. Mind you, those are you that are new, if you guys want to know a fun fact, Arbok backwards spells Cobra. So that is a fun fact for you guys. If any of you guys care for that. All right, so we're looking at a PSA 9, $266. Was not a bidding war. We got some raw ones going here for $42. And be careful buying raw. Like I said, you can get that raw card that you paid a lot less for, and it comes back at 10, but usually people know what they got, for their cards, unless someone's just slapping on eBay for just to get what they can get. So we got $190. I can't speak today. $190 for the PSA 9. That PSA 7 cost $60. This PSA 6 cost $54. So I mean, you're still looking over $50 for Dark Arbok, right? But we are not seeing that 10, and I'd like to see a 10 in Dark Arbok. Maybe in the next few weeks we will see one. All right, what do we got? So we'll go to the next page because I'm still... Okay, so October 15th, they went for $135. And mind you, like I said, this last week, these cards have been blowing up. So I would say it's about double in price at a PSA 10. Judging by the fact that the PSA 9 is looking at that $200 range from what we see here, right? Let's go back and see if we can find that Dark Arbok here. Yeah, about that $200 range, so $189. So if I were to put mine on sale, I would put it at $200, like this guy did. I'd probably put best offer as well, but I wouldn't take anything lower than 100, 180. especially since this guy sold it for 190 almost. So, Dark Arbok. All right, guys. Here's one card that I know is going to be my 10, and let me get a closer look on it for you guys. This 10 right here is awesome, 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 awesome sauce. Top, bottom, left, right, good. No dings, no scratches. And this has such a huge hollow foil that it's one of the hardest cards to grade from Team Rocket. It really is. Except for Dark Magneton, which we'll talk about later. Don't mind those scratches. Those are coming from my top loader. So this one doesn't have any scratches, and it also has, and I don't know if I can get it, but there's a swirl there. There's a swirl right below it, and there's a swirl somewhere over here on the left side if I remember, but I'm trying to see it on the camera on my computer, but I can't really gauge it right now. But yes, this card I think is going to fetch a high price. It's one of the hardest cards to grade from Team Rocket, aside from that Dark Magneton. So I'm excited to see what this Rainbow Energy can fetch. So Rainbow Energy First Edition Hollow is what we want to look up. Rainbow First Edition Hollow. All right, once again, I forgot to switch cameras, so we're back at it again. So I already looked up the PSA 10 prices, and look, guys, almost $3,000. Best offer was accepted, but I don't think they took anything less than $2,500. That would be my prediction. I mean, October 24th, October 22nd, it sold for, I'm assuming, definitely assuming, my personal opinion, but no less than $2,500. Even on October 13th, it sold for probably $2,000. From what we're seeing, this, I can't believe it even went, without a PSA grade for that amount potentially. And then even August 27th, I mean, it was going for a little bit less than $2,000. But like I said, in the last week, these card prices have been spiking, and I'm really excited about my personal Rainbow Energy card because I think it is that PSA 10. If anything is going to get a PSA 10 for me, it's going to be this Rainbow Energy. It looks so good. Once again, like I said, it has such a huge hollow foil. It easily scratches. This one has no scratches at all. And I'm also looking at a few swirls. And that's awesome. Left, right, top to bottom. It just looks pristine. Chef's kiss. All right, another good Pokemon card that I really like, guys, is this Dark Machamp. I mean, look at the artwork. And I got a fatty swirl on there, which I really do enjoy. And for those wondering that I'm pointing out swirls and are new to Pokemon and made it this far, yeah, swirls are a big deal. It really puts a higher value on a card because people like that. Swirls for the girls. But this card... has that swirl, and people really look for that in vintage because it was just one of those things as we were kids collecting that we wanted to find. It was just one of those unique items, and it's still passed down to this day. I don't think it's going to get a 10 because it's off left to right. So it's going to get a 9, in my personal opinion, and it's even off, on the front from left to right as well. So PSA 9, other than that, the hollow foil is pristine on it, but let's look up some Dark Machamps. It's going to be a fan favorite. A lot of people do like these Dark Machamps. All right, guys, so let's switch over to the eBay page, and it looks like we have Dark Machamps right now going for that $580, what they put it on for, but I'm assuming they sold it for about that $500 mark. $650 on this one, October 12th, a few days behind. They probably took a $500 offer. I mean, that's what it's looking like here. The guy put a pretty high price tag, but $500 for a Dark Machamp is absolutely awesome. And I would be happy with that price right now in today's market. But Dark Machamp is a highly sought after Pokemon. It's going to raise with time. Everybody likes a Machamp. I mean, they're still making cards of him to this day just because of its popularity. So I could see it fetching a higher price here in the next few days. Like I said, these cards are just growing and growing with value as time goes on. All right. Next one. This is the guys. Okay. Rob Mob. This is going to be a very important card. And let me explain to you why. This is a first edition Dark Raichu. Now, we all know Raichu is a favorite Pokemon because it evolves from Pikachu, but this is not why I think this card is going to be very expensive and just gain value with time. The reason I think that this Dark Raichu is going to blow up potentially in the next month or so is because it is the first introduction to secret rares in Pokemon in general. Wizards of the Coast era, I mean, the Dark Raichu is what was set it off for secret rares. That's what we have today, We really look for those golds and those hyper rares, and they're considered secret rares. Dark Raichu is the first one that kicked it off, and it's coming from Team Rocket. This card is absolutely awesome. The artwork is great. Raichu is just popping off of the card almost. But my Dark Raichu, guys, is very fat on the bottom. I mean, there's no way that I'm not going to get a 9. I mean, a 10, I should say. I'm going to get a 9 for it. The hollow on it is perfect. There's no dings or scratches or anything on the corners, as you guys can see. But it is very fat. Dark Raichu got a fat bottom. So that's what I'm going to get for this one. So we're going to look at PSA 9 prices. But yeah, guys, Dark Raichu is the first secret rare ever introduced in Pokemon. On top of that, it's a Wizard of the Coast era vintage card, which is just going to make it that much more expensive because they obviously don't make it anymore, right? Man, this is this card I'm excited for. I'm expecting big things looking this one up. I'm expecting big things. Probably about that Rainbow Energy price. I may be fooled though. All right, here we go. So Beckett 9. Look at this. Oh, this one's signed though. That makes a big difference, right? With the autograph from I can never say his name. Marchisuta Ariata, right? Wow, and we are not seeing any other listings there, guys. I mean, we got a PSA 8 that went for $215. I can't really base it off. I want to do it in the last week, so I really don't want to. Okay, so October 20th, Dark Raichu. Mind you, in this set, also Dark Raichu won't be a non-holographic. It's just a secret rare holographic. So this one sold for $250 October 20th for a PSA 9, which is a lot underrated in my opinion. They're not giving Raichu any love. I think it's going to get more. I think it's people are going to realize what kind of card it is. And it's going to fetch a higher price. Why am I seeing... Okay, hold on. I saw something here that struck my eye. Okay, so we got a PSA 8 here that sold for $215. So, I mean, how worthy is the artist's signature, right? I mean... Can we assume that his signature, let's say, is $1,000? I know I'm saying assume. I mean, it's not concrete information, but at a PSA 10, guys, I mean, oh, man, this looks good. It kind of looks like this one has a little bit of fat bottom too, right? I mean, look at the top. And then look at the bottom there. I mean, mine's got a fat bottom. This one got a 10. Uh-oh. We might have a 10 in our hands, baby? I don't know. That's exciting stuff. But I'm assuming his signature just adds $1,000 in general. So let's go with, I mean, you know, we're speculating here, and I'm definitely going to keep up with this market for this card because I want to see what they sell for as more approach. But let's say $3,000. I mean, that's, you know, and let me know in the comments below if you guys made it this far and are still interested in seeing more. Let me know in the comments below what you think an artist signature from Wizards of the Coast era would be worth. I think it's about $1,000, so I would value this card at $3,000. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to hear your opinions out. All right, guys. And if you watch PokeRev, he really talks about this card a lot. But this card is one of the hardest grades to grade. Well, hardest Pokemon to grade because it is very easily damaged on the hollow foil. There's scratches. And even before the big boom in vintage Pokemon in general the last couple months, this card was still going for about $5,000 because the population at PSA 10s is absolutely low. I think the last time I checked, I mean, it was 5 or below. I think it was at 5. It was something ridiculous. And PokeRev really talks about this card a lot because you don't see it at a PSA 10. And when I look it up, Dark Magneton, I'm not going to see it at PSA 10. Mine has a scratch. It does, and it's very depressing. And I don't think this top loader is going to let me see it, guys. But it is, yeah, it's very light, but it comes in the corner over here. So, I mean, that automatically deducts it a point. Other than that, I mean, it really does look good. There's no dings. There's no edge wear. There's no nothing. It looks good. I mean, it might be a little bit off top to bottom. That's subject to your own opinions, but I think other than that, it looks good. Except for that silly... Oh, you kind of can see it there. You kind of can see it there. It's a light scratch. See it there, guys? Light scratch, and it really sucks that it's there. I mean, at a PSA 10, we'd be fetching a big price on this Dark Magneton, but let's go over what a Dark Magneton would get at a PSA 10. I'm going to leave... I don't know why I keep deleting the dark part of the Pokemon. All right, Magneton. Here we go. What are we getting? All right, Dark. This is the non-holo. We're not going to see a lot. Look at this, 1998. That's the Japanese. Yeah, this card, unfortunately, for this video's sake, we're not going to really find. Okay, so we had a PSA 9, October 11th, sell for $301. I mean, look at that, right? That's just how sought after the card is, just because of the, you know, of how easily damaged it is on that hollow foil. So we got an 8 over here fetching $71. We're not going to see a PSA 10 on here. And even if we do, it's going to be from a lot later of a time. But look at that. I even had it at a PSA 10. So yeah, we're not going to find that price on here. I'm going to go with PokeRev opinion when he said $5,000. And this was several months back. I'm assuming just with time, it's gained that much more value. And if I do find out what it is exactly, I'll do some more research, guys. But for time's sake, I know we've been going for quite some time, and I'm assuming that a lot of you guys didn't even make it this far. And if you did, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm assuming it's just not, it's not going to be readily found. But it is what it is. All right, guys, you want to see a sad sight? Out of all cards on here, I do have, you know, my Dark Blastoise. And mind you, I don't have the Dark Alakazam. That's why we missed that card. I do want to get it in the future, but Dark Blastoise, for the most part, centering looks okay. It's a little off top to bottom. And it has a nice little ding there, which sucks. A little slight ding there, but it does have some scratches in the hollow foil. And we won't be able to notice it really right now. I mean, you can kind of see it right there. Because of the unfortunate part of the top loader, you know, and the glare. But it does have some scratches, guys, and it's very sad. It's very, very, very sad that it does. And it honestly has like a little, I mean, you can try to get that clean off your cards. And I do recommend looking at videos how to clean your cards before submitting the PSA, because they do look at surface, and that's a big part of thing for PSA. But yeah, and there's a little slight edge wear there, guys. So unfortunately, this card, my Dark Blastoise, I would say would get a 6. Sucks to even say that. It is a fan favorite Pokemon. It's one of the starters from base set, and it's going to get a 6. At most, I think, at 6. So, I mean, let's look at some 6s here. That's a Dark Magneton. We don't want that. We want Dark Blastoise at a PSA 6. Blastoise at a PSA 6. Even at a PSA 6, guys, it's selling for $250. Is that not insane? $202, 52 bids. I mean, curiosity kills the cat, right? But I really wanted to see what it gets like at a PSA 10 right now at a Dark Blastoise. Could you imagine? Right now, PSA 10, 600. Oh, that's Japanese. Wow, Japanese fetching a good price. Look at that, $790, sold October 21st. That is for the non-hollow. You shut the phone. Look at that, $5,000 October 15th. This Dark Blastoise went for. Obviously, best offer was accepted, but how far did they really go down in price? Wow. I'm amazed myself. Like I said, I haven't looked at these prices. Look at this. PSA 9, $1,351 at October 20th. Insane in the membrane. Amazing. That's that's a sign, but it doesn't say the PSA on there. We don't see the PSA on there. But wow. What's this? 8 is getting $960. All right. Man, that makes me a little bit sad, right? Poor Dark Blastoise. Who knows? Maybe we can catch that 7. But we'll see. It's up to the graders there at PSA. All right, guys. Next one up. The hollow foil on this card I have is absolutely mint. Mint. It is so clean. Top to bottom, left to right, it looks fairly good. The right, you can debate that it's a little fatter, but I think it looks good. I think on my hands, I have a 9. The reason being, I have this little thing right there, right? I don't know. We saw that card earlier in the video where I mentioned that it, you know, it kind of got bypassed. So I don't know. I mean, it's not really like a ding that would normally happen from handling too much. It kind of looks like something that would just come out of the pack. But other than that, this car is simply flawless, and I want it to be a 10 so bad because I know it's going to be a big price, because it was a big price a few months ago, and I really want this card to be a 10, but we'll see, guys. Let's switch over here. So we got, I mean, it's a favorite Pokemon. It's a sought after Pokemon. We all love Dragonite, and Dark Dragonite with that aqua background is absolutely stunning. So Dragonite. Can I spell today? Dragonite at a PSA 10. Let's look up 10. 25th. That's a Japanese Dark Dragonite. What is a PSA 10? Look at that, guys. Best offer accepted. Like I said, I mean, $1,000 off at most. Still fetching, you know, 3,000. Yeah, I mean, best offer. Yep, you might have taken 3,000, but it's all in that same day. Look at this. October 20th sold. Oh, that's a non-hollow error. That makes a big difference. Okay, so another thing about Team Rocket that makes it so after, guys, so sought after, I should say, is a Dark Dragonite error card. So basically, essentially, what the error card is for a Dark Dragonite, and it usually comes in long stem packs, is that you see that 5 out of 82. The 5 out of 82 should only be for hollows. They made a mistake and printed that for the non-hollows in those long stemmed hanger packs for Team Rocket. And if you can find one of these, it fetches a fat price, as we can see. And it's only in limited. It's not going to be in PSA or in first edition, I should say. So this PSA 10, October 19th, wow, sold for $700. It's a non-hollow, though. And I do want to go over the non-hollows. I do have the non-hollows as well. And I think they're also just as good as the holographic ones for condition-wise. So if you guys do want to see that video, like I said, put a like on this video and let me know in the comments below. And I will do one like that. I really will. So here we go, 4,750. So we're looking on average for about, at a PSA 10, $3,000 to $4,000 card. Let's look up a PSA 9. PSA 9 is what I'm going to be realistic that we're going to get for it. So even at a PSA 9, guys, $1,000. We got $970. We got $1,200. And like I said, when people start seeing these prices and what they're selling for, look at all the bids for it. 40 bids, $1,075. When people start seeing these prices go up, they're going to start placing them for sale for a higher price as well. $1,350 for a PSA 9. And it's just going to raise with time. It's just going to really raise with time, guys. This set, you know, I mean, it just takes one influencer to say how much they love Team Rocket, and the sky's the limit for it, just like we saw with base set, even unlimited right now. That market is absolutely insane. All right, I know you guys have been waiting for this card for a while, so here we go. Dark Charizard. I mean, it is super spice. The hollow foil is absolutely immaculate on it. The centering bothers me a little bit. I think it's a little bit off left to right. I mean, that's subject to the person checking the card out, but I think it's a little bit off left to right. Top to bottom looks pristine. Top to bottom on the back looks great. And like I said, the left to right, I mean, you could kind of really tell right there, right, in that angle. Subject to change, I mean, but as far as corners, edgeware, nothing. Nada. Hollow foil, guys, is absolutely pristine. This card is awesome. And big thing about the Dark Charizard that I want to talk about here, and the Dark Blastoise. You know, we'll say the same goes for Dark Blastoise, but Dark Charizard, guys, in general, is the second Charizard that's ever been released by Pokemon. It's the second Charizard in the world that's ever been released, especially in the Wizards of the Coast era. This card is very undervalued in my opinion, and the value of it is just going to raise as much as the booster boxes raise, and it's kind of going to level itself out. If a booster, in my opinion, now it's opinion based, of course, if a booster box of first edition, let's say for example, was going for $16,000, this Dark Charizard is just going to be below it, maybe $1,000 below. We're seeing that trend with unlimited base set stuff, and especially first edition stuff, right? We're seeing the Charizard go for just as much as a first edition booster box sealed would go for. And it's looking like that market's switching over to that trend. And I see the same thing happen with Dark Charizard. And people are going to start realizing that this is the second Charizard ever printed in Wizards of the Coast era. And it's going to blow a gasket in Pokemon. And it's going to be a highly sought after card if it's not already. Let's see what it's going for right now here in today's market. All right, so let's see what this Dark Charizard at a PSA 9 would fetch in today's market. I mean, I have it at PSA 10 right now, and the reason I have it is I was already looking up, but I forgot to switch my camera, and I obviously want to show you guys. But a PSA 9 right now is looking like it's fetching $1,069, sold as of October 25th, and that is for the hollow. Another holo right here is selling for $3,000. I mean, somebody might have really just wanted that card, which is why they paid that price. But, I mean, like I said, I think the Dark Charizard is a complete underrated card, and I don't know why it's not selling for a higher price as of today. I mean, we're going to see that trend where the chase card is going to equal value of a sealed booster box. I mean, we're seeing that happen, you know, currently with the unlimited base set and the first edition base set. It's looking like that's going to be the trend from here on out. And I'm going to look up a 10 just for giggles, but I don't think we're going to find one here on sale. And yeah, I mean sold, I should say. But I think we will find one for sale here. And it's probably going to be about the price where a sealed Team Rocket first edition is going for right now. Just because that's the current market trend right now, right? Everyone is going to try to get the same price for, so we got this one, that's a sponsored, but $3,000. That's a non-holo though. So non-holos, I mean, look at the non-holos they're fetching, or the asking prices are absolutely insane right now. Let's see a PSA 10 holographic. Let's see. Look at this, $20,000 what they're looking for, guys. $20,000, and that's about what the trend is for a first edition Team Rocket booster box right now. So $20,000 these guys are looking for. The non-holos are fetching $3,000 out of PSA 10. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Well, look at this. 51 bids. Here we go, guys. If you're trying to follow something right here, look at this. 51 bids on this first edition Team Rocket. So people are catching on. They're catching on very fast. There's two of them from a reputable seller. $10,100 for a PSA 10 Dark Charizard first edition. And there's two of them going on for right now for the same price. 50 bids and 51. So they're already set in the market. And after these sell, it's just going to be that much more expensive from PWCC auctions. Wow-y, wow-y, wow. I hope mine gets a 10. It's probably realistically a 9 just because of the center issues. But can you imagine if my Dark Charizard got a 10? And like I said, I do eventually want to get these graded. And I want to do a return video. So just look forward to that if you like those style of videos. Like I said, I have a melting pop stuff on my channel, so we do different things here. And if you do enjoy this video, like I said, let me know that you enjoyed the style of video in the comments below. Put a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Geodude, smash it, and welcome to the Rob Mob. But I do want to go over my non-holos and then do another video on the uncommons and do another video on the commons, because I know we all have questions about different cards from Team Rocket in general, because, you know, we all collect a little bit differently. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, this was fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And until next time, we're out.